What's up guys, it's Drifts and Lifts here. Alright, so as the video title states, I ruined my car. So that's actually not completely the truth. I basically just wanted to show you guys what Miss Huff looks like after last event. So I'm going to be putting out a full video of the event. We just went up just this weekend to the Drift Union Invitational 2018. It was an incredible event. 2 days of just straight thrashing on Miss Huff. Yeah, there's tons of cool footage from that event. This GoPro got some crazy stuff. You guys are really gonna like it. I'm stoked to put the video together, but I got a lot of editing to do, so I figured I'd just, release a simple video right now showing you guys what Miss Huff looks like now. So unfortunately, this track is pretty harsh on cars. It's pretty tight quarters and there's a lot of walls. And every time I come up here, my good friend Cody Ross comes and he puts door marks all over my doors with his tires. The guy's like a really good driver, and usually his car's a little faster than mine, so he can get it right up on my door and make quite this art piece on my door. So anyways, I'm gonna do a little walk around here. So Miss Huff is more or less gonna be a track car now. I'm kind of bummed that it got the damage that it did, but at the end of the day, when you're drifting all the time, it's bound to happen. And I've decided that I'm gonna have, since I have this Cummins truck and I'm gonna be getting a trailer and stuff, I'm just gonna dedicate this car to the track. And instead of trying to drive it around on the street, it's got really bad fuel economy now with the new head setup on it. So I'm gonna daily drive that Cummins. Miss Huff is going to be the track car, and I'm actually going to put plates on Goldie pretty soon here. I know you guys have all been waiting for that. I'm going to try to make Goldie a bit more of a comfy street car to be able to actually enjoy on the street. Goldie has way better fuel economy than Miss Huff does. So anyways, so we take a walk around Miss Huff here. The first thing that happened on the event, me and Cole were tandeming, and when he transferred, I was a little bit too close to him, and his bumper went right into there. So actually, it was pretty funny. It like ripped off his bumper, and I dragged his bumper around the track a couple times with my front bumper. It's pretty crazy. So if we go down the side of the car here, we have tire marks everywhere. Like, look at all those. I can wipe those off, so it's not the end of the world. But this thing looks like it did some drifting, that's for sure. Yeah, so as you can see, there's a pretty big dent on Miss Huff's door right here. Tire marks everywhere. And it was really weird. When I was tandeming with Cody, he got a little bit too close to my rear bumper and actually tagged my rear bumper with his wheel. And somehow, it grabbed my bumper and just thrusted it downwards. And basically, the whole rear of the car is now bent. If you look at it, this trunk it goes down farther than the other side does. You can see it actually kinked right here, and if you look at my bumper, the bumper is obviously quite bent down as well. So yeah, what I'm gonna have to do is, I tried dropping it on a jack stand. It didn't really work. I'm gonna have to find some way to be able to lift this back up. If we go around to the other side here, really not too bad. It's got more wall taps, and we took out the taillight here. But when we were at the track, Cole spun out, and I ended up hitting him. So this door looks just even worse than it did before. This thing is just like a piece of tin now. It literally has no structure to it. So I cannot take passengers for ride-alongs anymore unless I replace this door. Yeah, we got some tire marks on the front. Miss Huff, the lip got ripped a little bit. More or less, she's seen better days. I definitely have some fixing to do on this car. It's not the end of the world, but yeah, you gotta pay to play, right? Drifting, this kind of stuff happens. As you can see, missile status has been unlocked. I got 100 G for that. This car definitely has missile status now. So yeah, basically for the future, we are planning on hitting up the whatchamacallit, Villain Sportsland. So that's about a 5-hour drive from here, a little bit longer actually. I gotta get a bearing kit for my Cummins tranny. Actually, I'm gonna go do that today. Then I can tow Miss Huff all the way to the Villain Sportsland and we can have a blast. Me and my good friend Jake are gonna be going there. He has the 940. So we're gonna tow our cars down there, and yeah, it's gonna be really, really fun. That's in about 20 days, so I'm really looking forward to that. I gotta do a couple tweaks on Miss Huff before we do that though. Another thing I forgot to mention is when I spun out and smacked into Cole, there's a guy behind me. So the bottom of my strut actually got bent a little bit. So this side has way more camber than the other side. So that's a lot more mild over there. It's probably about -3 or 4, and this is probably -7 or 8. It's tough to say, but good thing I have spare struts. I'm gonna have to sort of rebuild this coilover setup because it's got sleeves on stock strut tubes and then a different coil with Bilstein HD. So I'm gonna have to swap that over. Not the end of the world, just a bit of work. That's all it really is. So yeah, I think since Miss Huff is gonna be a more dedicated track car, I'm gonna end up doing plexiglass windows in the back, and that means I'm gonna be able to take all this stuff out. This honestly weighs a lot. Like if you cut all this out and take out all the electric motors and stuff, and there's a bunch of arms and brackets to be able to have the window go up and down. So you probably, if I take that out of both rear doors and do my front door as well, I'll probably get another, it's tough to say, maybe 75 pounds out of this thing, which would be pretty sweet. 75 pounds is definitely, you can definitely feel that. It goes a little ways. So I think I'm just gonna take the rear bumper off completely. If I run the wall, I'll be smacking quarter panel instead of like having the bumper attached to the frame and shifting everything over. Yeah, like I could have avoided that if I took my bumper off before the event. It's super weird how Cody's wheel literally grabbed my bumper and threw my car downwards, and it bent the whole rear of my trunk. It's pretty intense. This car definitely took a beating. So you guys are probably cringing, and I kind of am to an extent as well. I wanted, you know what, at the end of the day though, Miss Huff is, I kind of built it to be a track car, I guess. Like with the motor setup in it now, it is not very good for driving on the street. It's pretty tough to get going in the low RPMs, and you really got to wring it out to get all that power out of it. So you guys are going to be really stoked watching those videos though. I'm stoked. They have, yeah, just tons and tons of good footage, like some crazy stuff, really close tandems. My good friend Pete, he was also there with his Volvo 242. It's got like a 940 squirter motor in it with like a Ford 9-inch rear end and a Getrag trans. He was ripping out there, so we got some good footage of him. You guys will be stoked to see that as well. So yeah, I got a bit of work ahead of me. I got about 20 days till we go to the Villain Sportsland. If you guys are in that area, you should definitely come check it out. It is a 3-day event, so it's like the big summer opening kind of event. Yeah, I really have been wanting to drive that track, so that's going to be next on the list basically. So today I'm going to go get my Cummins tranny parts, get all the bearing kit. We're going to throw that together, get my truck on the road. There it is, just sitting there lonely waiting for me to fix it. It doesn't have a trans in it right now, so luckily nobody can steal it over there. Yeah, so that's kind of that's the goal for the next little while. And as I said, I'm going to be putting Goldie back on the road. This car is running and driving. I just got to put, you know, different wheels on the front and bolt the seat down, touch up a couple things in the motor, in the engine bay, and put a steering wheel in it. Nothing too serious. Literally take me like an hour in the garage here. I forgot to mention that Cole's car, he got rod knock, which is crazy. Cole's car is a 1980s. His is an 85 model actually, so that's like the first 740s that they came out with in Canada. They have weaker bearings, I believe. The rod bearings are not as strong, and obviously they have the smaller 9mm rods. So we're not too sure what happened, but he was basically just ripping around the track like we were the whole day, and he pulled off the track and there's a real bad knock in that motor. So it wasn't just your typical valve tick, that was some real rod knock. We didn't get to chuck a rod out the block, so he actually pulled it into the pits before anything like catastrophic happened. So we're kind of trying to decide. Cole doesn't know whether he wants to go with put this motor that I have sitting in my garage. That's from Turbo Scott's old Silver Bullet. He's not sure if he wants to put this in his wagon or just get a new car altogether. We got a buddy that wants to sell him his pretty cheap, so that might be an option too. Cole's gonna figure it out though, that's all good. Turbo Scott, his car is actually on the road. He's got a, he's working at the oil change now, so he's able to get some funds and soup his Volvo up, which is awesome. Yeah, we're gonna have a pretty good Volvo crew here pretty soon. So I guess that's more or less a wrap up of the video, guys. I wanted to show you Miss Huff because she's looking like a sad girl right now. Yeah, definitely got my work cut out, but nothing too serious that I can't handle in the garage here. So that'll be all good. Yeah, guys, make sure to check out the Drifts and Lifts store if you haven't got your Volvo Drift Pilsner Ale and Volvo Drift Stout merchandise. You can get all those in the link. The link to the store is in the description of this video, so check it out. Good way to support the channel, as these Volvos and trucks cost money to keep going. I do have a lot of parts, but a lot of stuff you got to replace, so yeah, that's all good. So anyways, guys, I think I'll leave it there. I'm going to be editing the full drift video of this event. I'm going to get to that like today or tomorrow. So you'll have one of the coolest videos in my opinion coming out pretty soon here. Yeah, tons of sweet footage. I can't stress that enough. Tons of sweet footage. It's going to be crazy. So anyways, guys, that's about it. Like and subscribe for thick, dense Volvo queefs. Peace out.